Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's tutorial, we will be making this beautiful heart beanie that I'm showing off in this video. I'm sorry I didn't have a proper intro for you guys, but my camera decided to corrupt and I lost the file of my intro, so this is my intro right here. For today's tutorial, you'll need 3 different colors of worsted yarn. I use the I Love This Yarn brand from Hobby Lobby in cream, red, and light pink. You're also going to need a size 4mm crochet hook. To begin, you'll either need to make a magic circle, which is what I'm demonstrating here, and then chain 3. Or if you have trouble with the magic circle, you can start by doing a slip knot, then chain 4, slip stitch into the first chain, and then doing your chain 3, and then all the stitches will be worked in the middle of that little circle that you just created. For the purposes of this tutorial, I'll be doing the magic circle. So after you chain 3, you're going to put 2 double crochets into the middle of that circle, and then you're going to chain 3. Next, you're going to be placing 3 double crochets into the circle, and then you're going to chain 3 again. After that, you're going to do 3 more double crochets into the circle, and then chain 3 again. And then the last step is to do another 3 double crochets into the circle, chain 3, and then slip stitch into the 3rd stitch from that beginning chain 3 that we did. Now, if you did the magic circle, now is the time that you want to pull your tail and close your circle and make it tight. If you did the chain 4 method, you can skip this step. Next, we're going to chain 4, and in that next chain 3 space, we're going to place 3 double crochets, then chain 3, and place another 3 double crochets in that same space. This is what is called our corner stitch. It's going to be 3 double crochets, chain 3, another 3 double crochets. That's our corner stitch. After we finish that, we're going to chain 1, and then in the next space, we're going to do another corner stitch, which would be 3 double crochets, chain 3, another 3 double crochets into the same space. After your corner stitch, you're going to chain 1, and then in the next chain 3 space, which is our next corner, we're going to do another corner stitch and then chain 1 again. In our last corner, we're going to place 3 double crochets, chain 3, and then do 2 double crochets, and then we're going to slip stitch into the 3rd stitch from that beginning chain 4. From that chain 4 we did at the beginning of the round, you're going to slip stitch into the 3rd chain from that. That is the end of our 2nd round. Next, we're going to chain 3. In that space right here, we're going to place 2 double crochets. Now we're going to change the color. So get your 2nd color, and all you're going to do is take a loop and wrap it over the hook, pull it through that chain already on your hook, and then what I like to do is I flip it to the back, I clip the old color that I was using, and then I tie a small knot. This just helps my stitch stay secure. This is completely optional. If you have another method that you like to do to keep your stitch secure, you can do that, but this is what I like to do. Next, you're gonna chain 1, and then we're gonna do our corner stitch. So we're gonna do 3 double crochets, chain 3, then another 3 double crochets. After our corner stitch is finished, we're going to change the color back to our first color. Just place the loop over the hook, pull it through, clip your old color, tie that small knot to keep the stitch secure. And then we're going to chain 1, and we're going to do our side stitch, which is just 3 double crochets and then a chain 1. Next, we're going to work our corner stitch into the next corner, which is 3 double crochets, chain 3, another 3 double crochets. And then we're going to change our color again to the 2nd color that we'll be using. Next, you're going to chain 1 with your new color, and then work a side stitch into that space, which would just be 3 double crochets. We're going to change our color again to the first color that we were using. Then we're going to chain 1 and work a corner stitch into the very next corner space. So 3 double crochets, chain 3, another 3 double crochets in the same space. After you work the corner stitch, we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to work our side stitch into the next space on the side. It's going to be 3 double crochets, and then we're going to change our color for the last time. Then we're going to finish out our side stitch by ending with that chain 1, and with that new color that we just changed to, we're going to do our corner stitch, which is 3 double crochets into the corner space, chain 3, then another 3 double crochets. Once we're finished with our corner stitch, we're going to chain 1 and then slip stitch into the 3rd stitch from the beginning chain 3 of that round. And that is the end of the 3rd round. You can kind of see your heart forming now. Next, we're going to chain 4, and then in the next chain space, we're going to place 3 double crochets. Then we're going to chain 1 and then do our corner stitch, which is 3 double crochets, chain 3, another 3 double crochets in the same space. Then chain 1, and then we're going to be doing side stitches in the chain spaces that are on the sides. So remember that your side stitch is a chain 1, 3 double crochets into that space, and then chain 1 and then 3 double crochets into the next space, and then chain 1 again. When you finish with your side spaces, next we're going to be doing a corner stitch into the corner space, which is the 3 double crochets, chain 3, another 3 double crochets in the same space. And we're going to keep repeating this all around. So we're going to be doing our side stitches on the chain spaces that are on the sides, and our corner stitches in the corner chain spaces. Once we finish our last corner stitch, you're going to chain 1 and then put 2 double crochets into that last side chain space, and then slip stitch into the 3rd stitch from the beginning chain 4. After you slip stitch, we're going to change our color to our 3rd color. And then we're going to chain 3, then place 2 double crochets into the side chain space that's closest to the chain 3 that we just did. Then we're basically going to be repeating the same thing we did in the previous round, which is chain 1 and then do our side stitch, which is 3 double crochets, and then chain 1. And then in the corner, we're going to do our corner stitch, which is the 3 double crochets, chain 3, then another 3 double crochets, chain 1, and then do your side stitches and repeat that all the way across the row. Remember, in between your side stitches, you should always have a chain 1, and in your corner space, both sets of 3 double crochets are done in the same space with a chain 3 in between. Once you get to the end, you're going to chain 1 and then slip stitch into the 3rd chain from the beginning chain 3, and our heart granny square is finished. So go ahead and clip your yarn and then bind off. Feel free to weave in your ends here if you would like to, but you're going to be making 4 more of these heart granny squares for our beanie. Now that we have all of our squares finished, we should have 5 squares all together. We are going to sew 4 squares together, and create a circle. So you can either slip stitch your squares together but do it on the back side, or sew it together with a mattress stitch or a whip stitch, whatever stitch you're comfortable using to sew up your granny squares, do that. But you're gonna sew these up and then you're gonna sew the ends together to make a circle. Once we have our granny square circle finished, you're going to take that last granny square and sew it to the top of that circle. And once you do that, your beanie is almost done. We're gonna make a slip knot, then attach that third color that we used for the last round of each square to whatever granny square you feel fit, then chain one, and then we're going to be placing single crochets all the way around the hat. When you get to the end of the row, you're going to slip stitch into that first stitch. You're going to chain one, turn your work, then continue to single crochet all the way around the hat again. You're going to keep repeating this until you have about 3 to 4 rows of single crochet. It's completely up to you. And once you're finished, you can clip your yarn, bind off, and then weave in your ends if you didn't do it already, because clearly I didn't. And then your beanie is all finished. And here we have the finished product. How cute did this hat turn out? I love it. I've already worn it for a couple of days. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I'm super proud of this hat. If you make this hat and you take any photos or you post them on the gram, please tag me so that I can see all of your creations. And this is where this video ends. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure that you like this video. And don't forget to subscribe and turn your notification bell on so that you can be notified every time I post. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial as much as I did. Bye.